everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So this reading is inspired by the body language guy, Jesus Enrique Rosas. And here we go again with the ugly, deranged, and completely insane daughter, allegedly, of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. Now, is she really crazy or is she acting? I don't know. She seems legit crazy. But what concerns me more, her little crazy act here, which Satanists love to put on, a la Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and the rest. What concerns me more is that the UN, the United Nations, invited this deranged 19-year-old as she ranted and raved like a lunatic about everyone should wear masks. COVID this, COVID that, like as if she were some expert, as if she were a scientist. She's 19 years old. She doesn't know anything about anything. And she's parading around as the experts on masking and COVID. Yeah, this is the crazy theater that the Satanists are thrusting upon us. And yeah, so I just wanted to reiterate what all the real experts have said, that masks don't work for viruses. They don't work. They're harmful to you. They're harmful to your health, to your teeth, and also your oral health. Vaccines are also extremely dangerous, as we know, and have killed millions. But Violet hasn't been reading up on that, I'm sure, or if she has, she's ignoring it to put this performance on. But they're all Satanists. They're all Luciferians in Hollywood. So, she's just a spawn of the Satanists, in my opinion. And what concerns me more is the United Nations is doing this to us, this little publicity tour, this little publicity of Satanism. And this is just after Trump visited there. And look, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You don't stop an escalator of a president. They know you're dealing with older people. To abruptly stop an escalator, you could cause them to fall and seriously injure themselves. I heard that there were workers there joking about stopping it. And his teleprompter didn't work. But if you see the video, it's on Twitter and whatnot. But the evilness of these people, and the theater, it's all just the fact that they do this, and then the next day or whatever, they bring out this little crazy girl who was actually standing there saying everyone should be wearing masks. And they're giving all this publicity. The mainstream media, the globalist controlled mainstream media, is pushing out her insanity. And, they want to continue the divisiveness. And the globalists just really want those masks back on people. Oh, they loved it, because we all know it's a sign of slavery and submission. And it's also a theater to make everybody else afraid. If you see everybody walking around wearing masks, it's very detrimental in so many ways. So this is just pure evil. And again, to hear her rant and rave is really disturbing. I don't recommend it. I mean, Sister Enrique Rosas has a good sense of humor about it. He's like poking fun at her stupid arguments, because obviously she's a 19-year-old. She knows nothing. She's a stupid kid. She should be enjoying her life. And instead, she's been permanently broken by COVID, as so many people have. I mean, the fact that there are still people going around today wearing these ugly masks in their face and they're completely insane, they're broken. Like psychologically, they need a lot of help. If this is legit. And it seems to be, because she's continuing on. But what concerns me more, again, is besides the fact that she's crazy or acts crazy, she is the daughter of two actors, so you always have to keep that in there. You can't trust anything they do at face value. Yeah. So I'm not going to go, of course, the mainstream, searching will not, you have to go searching for the truth here. But again, listen to the real experts, people who really work in the field of masks and are experts in this, and they will tell you without a doubt they don't work for viruses at all. They don't stop illness at all. And she's just being foolish. Well, the problem is this foolish girl is being uplifted by the United Nations. So this is what the United Nations is all about these days. In attacking our freedoms and anyone who supports our freedoms and freedom of speech, and promoting the lies of a deranged girl. And I guess the one good thing about it is it gives me some material for a reading. because I can't believe my eyes. They really come out with such. They Satanists come out with such deranged nonsense and flood our mainstream media with it, and all the magazines and this social media. It's always something they're trying to shock us with. But they really want those masks back on. Oh, they love you slaves, you peasants wearing your masks. Oh, they love that. They don't care that if you're breathing in your own carbon, dioxide, which is going to harm you physically and mentally. It shuts off your thinking. If you're wearing a mask, you're breathing in mainly your exhale, your carbon dioxide. So you're basically poisoning yourself because your brain needs oxygen. So her brain's cut off. If you're wearing a mask, your brain gets cut off. You're cutting off oxygen to your brain. And it makes you, of course, more susceptible to crazy ideas. I mean, girl, take the mask off. Think for the first time. You're killing your brain cells, which is becoming more and more obvious over the years. And she just came out. This was just a few days ago, 2025. And again, the fact that the UN, United Nations, is giving her this platform, absolutely insanity. And they're trying to make us insane as well. Well, let's take a look at this. Is she really this crazy? I mean, if she's been wearing a mask all the time like this, then she obviously is. And it's a very sad thing. But it's infuriating that the globalists are giving her a platform and that her parents don't stop her. Her parents aren't this crazy. They're not walking around, going around about masks. So no, crazy girl needs to be educated and to have to listen to it, which I only saw some clips, but for the people there listening to this ranting and raving lunatic of a 19-year-old who knows nothing about nothing except she's regurgitating propaganda from the mainstream media and the United Nations propagating this just shows what a scam, what a lie, and how evil this whole thing is. They just love breaking and making young people crazy. They really enjoy this, really, really do. Anyways, here we go. Is she really this crazy, or is she authentically crazy, or is she acting? Again, she's the daughter, a Luciferian daughter, two Luciferian actors from Hollywood. Yeah, she's at the UN, which is very evil. So is she really this crazy? Is she really this crazy? Is this legit? And what got her this way? What broke her? I mean, I think it's the whole COVID thing. I feel really bad for these kids. Their lives, they were interrupted and they were put under this fear psyop like we've never experienced before. I do feel really bad for them, but we can't coddle them with these crazy notions. And we shouldn't be subjected to ranting and raving teenagers. That's just abusive to us. That's more psychological abuse to us. They're the UN is parading around like a freak show, a damaged American teenager, and it's like the Greta Thunberg. She's like Greta Thunberg 2.0. That's what they're doing with her. Whereas Greta Thunberg was, how dare you, right? Which Harry loves so much that he had a phone call with her where he slammed Trump. So now, and ironically said he has blood on his hands when it's Prince Harry who has blood on his hands with Ukraine. But anyways, yeah, this appears to me to be Greta Thunberg 2.0 for sure. Yeah. I gotta like this. What's the basis of this whole thing? What are they expecting with this little freak show? I mean, it does give her attention. You know what? Because Hollywood celebrities, they're like, any publicity is good publicity. Bad publicity is good publicity. I mean, you see it with Meghan and Harry. If you can just get your face out there and your name out there and get people talking, especially controversy equals clicks, as the CCDH loves to tell you. So, I mean, here I am talking about it, right? This crazy lunatic, but only because the UN is doing this. So I want to know why the UN brought her on. Why the UN bring her on? What's the UN expecting from this? And how evil can they go? I mean, they're just so anti-American. They should just move their headquarters to Switzerland, the other satanic places. And why are they even in America? They want to enjoy our freedoms, but they want to take them away from you. Well, it looks like to me. Yeah, what they got to do next? I mean, it's so crazy. I'm so sick of the mainstream media and of the globalists pushing this garbage. Yeah, unbelievable. But they're still pushing those masks. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna stop a second here. I'm gonna rub my eye. They are just, oh my goodness. What are they? They're so angry that the mask came off. Remember, the only way those masks came off is because finally a court said no, they're elite. They're not justifiable to ask people on planes to wear a mask, and finally they dropped. Like remember, the Biden administration took them to court, tried to fight to get the masks mandates put back on. They didn't want to let go of these masks. They wanted everybody wearing them to this day. They want everyone in masks very badly. Yeah. So why do they want people in masks so much? I think it's the psychological effect they like because there's no pandemic without the masks. And plus, you can think because you're breathing in oxygen, not your exhale. Let's see here. Why do they want those masks so badly? It's the main reason that they're pushing the. Oh, they're so angry that the mask dropped. Oh my goodness! Like Meghan Markle's mask dropping, right? When everybody in that mask, the diaper on the face that does absolutely nothing. I still get some bots and pharma trolls who I know will probably comment and say, "Masks work. I wear masks." Now, if you're anyone, I'm going to delete the comment. I'll tell you right now, I'm not tolerating the psyop of the false news from fake people who don't really know what they're talking about. When the real experts are all saying they don't work, and that's all I listen to. I don't listen to mainstream media, and I don't listen to a ranting, raving teenager, even if the UN gives her a spot up there. So, anyways, what are they afraid of not want? How does the UN see this girl that they brought up, Paunch and Greta Thunberg? What are they hoping from with her little performance, her little ranting, insane raving? What? She's like up there, like I'm doing it every day. You see me, you got to do what I do because I'm Violet. I'm a Hollywood actress, daughter here. You got to do what I do. And they gave me the UN, so now you got to do what I say because I'm in the. But you got to remember, the teenagers are gonna kind of look up to her a little bit and think, "Wow, she's talking at the UN. She must be right. She's important." So that's the danger here: is the young people. It's always about targeting the young people because I know old people like us are not going to buy this crap. We got to say, "This stupid 19-year-old, shut up." But the younger people are going to say, "Oh, we don't listen to older people. We listen to each other and teenagers." And wow, she must be right. She's at the UN, the United Nations, right? That's the real danger here, unfortunately, them affecting the young people with this. Yeah, let's see if it's going to work. I mean, I think it's the fact that I even have to talk about this, but it's always something with them. They're still pushing those COVID lies, even though they know the long COVID was caused by the vaccine. She's talking about reinfection and reinfection. It's like, yeah, that's what happens after you're vaccinated. But anyways, killed your immune system. Look at the experts, watch the experts. Anyways, let's see here. What's going on with the crazy daughter of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner? What's going on here? Let's see what the cards show. My God, we got a really deranged generation coming up because thanks to the globalists. Oh yeah, arrogance being put up on a stage there. She just thinks I'm so great. Look at me. I'm in the UN. And you got to listen to me, and I'm right because I'm in the UN, the evil satanic UN, and I'm gonna just tell you all how it should be. The arrogance is overflowing, right, from this Luciferian. Yeah, very arrogant. She doesn't listen to arguments. She's da 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 da. Well, I say what I say, what I say, what I want, what I want, what I want, and you just have to sit and listen there because I'm gonna stamp my feet like a child. Backing of the UN, tons of money, big pharma, big pharma. She's a big pharma hoe. That's all she is. She's trying to keep the fear mongering going. She's targeting the young and also the fragile, the people who have, there's older people who have broken from this too. It's not just teenagers, right? Bottom of it all, beating you over the head with this in the media. Again, she's given a platform at the UN, and then after that, People Magazine, Elle Magazine, AP News, Fox News, blah, 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 blah. They all come out talking about it over and over. I mean, it's only going to last one news cycle, I know, but it's really annoying that they do this, and it's very abusive to us. And there's a lot of money, of course. This is the globalists. This is the big pharma UN. They depend on this, and they're secretively behind her, of course. In a way, you're not seeing the money. She's probably getting a lot of money for this. But she's arrogant and deranged. I don't see her as crazy though. I see her just as not thinking straight, of course. Probably because she's wearing masks and she's not getting enough oxygen. Bottom of it all, totally political, and to take out uh, the agenda of government system with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Trump, who are, they really want to, of course, overthrow the governments. They're trying to push, they're still trying to push this, deranged ideology promulgated heavily by the left. From what I've seen on social media, which is not reality, I know, but from what I've seen is that every time Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says, don't do this, we're not recommending COVID vaccines for healthy people, only, whatever, elderly or whatever. And so all these lefty women went out and got their shots just to say F you to Robert Kennedy. And then when Trump and Kennedy came out and said Tylenol is harmful to pregnant women, and from what Dr. Jane Ruby has said, that the Tylenol is actually dangerous for everyone. It does a lot of liver damage, even in the healthiest people. So you be very careful with these medications, and we should be very skeptical with all medications from Big Pharma because they all seem to be harmful. But anyways, the point is, it's an attack on the current system. It's an attack. It's political. But this girl is, she's parading around, and this is what's been going on. They're parading around like it's a health thing, but it's not a health thing. It's a political thing. It's a new world order, bringing in the new world order thing. That's what it's all about. So what brought her there? What's created her? Oh, look at that. 10 of Wands. Yeah, like she doesn't have any other work to do. This girl's not, she has too much time on her hands. And she is, she's taking on too much here. She's a 19-year-old kid. She should be out dating and going to the beach, right? But instead, she's ranting and raving and spewing all these nonsense factoids from the mainstream media, repeating the same lies from the globalists. And she's pushing herself out and overworking with this, and of course, overworking with the whole topic in order to get herself a platform there and parade around like an expert. So now all her friends will be all impressed with her. Wow, you talked to the UN. Wow. So she is boosting herself for a career with this as well, of course, getting this attention. And it's probably why her parents are also supportive of this. What are they expecting from this? The UN with all this nonsense. Magician, major arcana. They have big plans. This is, of course, magician obviously has the public relations because they have all Satanists behind it doing their magic and whatnot. And there may be some Luciferian magic going on here with the timing of this. This is a very spiritual time of the year. And we just had the autumnal equinox as well. And let me see. I'm just quick to check my calendar. If you get every year I publish all the transits for the year. So I'll take a quick look in September. Here's what's going on. So she just went on stage. I think it was the 23rd, just a couple of days ago. And around that was right after the solar eclipse on the 21st. And on September 23rd, we have Sun opposite Neptune, which is about delusions, lies, illusions, insanity, media, videos, and also Sun trine Neptune. So here you have the idea of pushing out lies, giving her prominence to push out lies and to shock people. A lot of people are shocked by this. Of course, that's naturally the effect. They want to shock people in 2025 and come out and say, "Ahead, put your mask back on." It's Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck's 19-year-old says so. There you go. So trying to push that agenda. They really, though, this is that they're pushing the magic, literally, the Satanism, and I think there's probably more to it that I don't even understand because there's always some symbolisms and with the dates and whatever, and so much going on. So what are they afraid of? Not want? Oh, look at that, being exposed. I take this as they don't want people. There goes my camera. Apologies about that. Yeah, right now I'm sort of seeing this as they don't want people moving on. People do have the facts, people do know, and they want to get away with their crimes, right? So she's sort of like a cover for them. Like, they don't want, of course, they haven't faced any repercussions, and they should because they're all tricksters, they're all liars, they're all criminals, and they're using her as like a shield, like Look at our new Greta Thunberg 2.0. Don't pay attention to the fact that we've committed crimes against humanity and that these shots are killing everybody. Mark Crispin Miller burns every week. So many people dying suddenly and turbo cancers and dying in a month after diagnosis. Still going on. Huge problem, all caused by the shots. We don't want people stopping that, right? What are they hoping for? Keeping their prominence, keeping their money, keeping their stability, continuing to get the funds from the globalists. They don't want the globalists to give up either. I get a lot of globalist influence with 9 and 10. I think you huge money, generational money. The UN is worried that, as the COVID psyop falls apart and everybody's, they just did a Rasmussen poll. 83% of Americans are pretty sure or convinced that the shots have killed millions of people. I think everybody knows this now, the majority of Americans. So, they know it's falling apart, and they're trying to keep the money coming in and keep it going, because that's, the globalist idea. They want to get that one world government under the UN. So they're hoping that this Greta Thunberg 2.0 with her arrogant little speech, because this is like Greta Thunberg. This is Greta Thunberg and number one and now number two, Violet, whatever her last name is again, Affleck. This is like Greta Thunberg. How dare you? So now this is going to be the Violet Affleck. Put on your mask. I want a mask. So it's the same little arrogant, nonsense, sanity going on. Very emotional cups, trying to sway people emotionally to get you riled up. So, anyways, foolishness. So, how does the UN see this Violet Affleck? How do they see her? Oh, wow, she's a soldier, man. To backstab her own people, own young people. Remember, young people are the target here. It's definitely young people, because older people are not listening to a 19-year-old ranting and raving and stomping her feet with a mask on her face 5 years after it's all over. But she is. They want to get the young people, and she is there to attack and to betray and to bully. Right? This is the bullying card, and swords with the shots. And because it's not just the masks, obviously, she's going to be very pro, injections as well. And she's here to bully everyone and to put out lies and to say, do it, So, yeah, very nasty, very evil, very negative. But she's minor arcana. So, even though she's the latest Greta Thunberg, she's not that important. She's a useful idiot, a useful tool. And of course, she's going to do it for the attention, right? Because all publicity is good publicity. But they do have high hopes of convincing young people to listen to her, because, of course, young people would rather listen to her and think she's an expert rather than real experts, right? Who needs real experts? You can just listen to Greta Thunberg and Violet Affleck, right? That's how we all gotten in this mess, I think. Right? What's going to happen next? So I see in the future she's going to be talking about it, giving interviews and posing with her mask. This is Violet Affleck posing with her mask. She's got her mask here, and she's just like holding it up for everyone, saying, "Look, everyone, wear a mask." Again, young people page, as well as putting out more publicity and information. So she obviously spent a long time memorizing her lines like an actress. And memorizing her fake data she got from lying mainstream media and heavily censored scientific journals that have been censoring out the truth for quite some time. They're all controlled. It's like the mainstream media is, just like social media has been. So, yeah, you're going to be seeing more of her and trying to encourage all young people. And I think they're trying to turn it into a rebellious thing too, right? So just like the lefties will go out and get a shot because RFK Jr. says don't, recommends don't, and just like they'll go out and I don't know if I mentioned that after he said Tylenol could harm unborn children, pregnant women, all these pregnant lefties came out on TikTok and took a Tylenol. They were obviously pregnant and they took a Tylenol just to say F you. People are just really crazy. That's how crazy it seems. They could have just been actors too. You can't really trust anything online, I know. This is what I'm seeing, though. This is what's being portrayed online. And So you're gonna probably be seeing that. I think what they're gonna try to say is if RFK Jr. comes out and says, nobody has to wear a mask, they're unnecessary, they don't work, it's been a scam since day one. Uh, then the lefties, including Violet Affleck and her little minions, whoever she gets to listen to her, will all put on their masks to say "F you" to Robert F. Kennedy. So they're like constantly hurting themselves to say "F you" to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., which is insane because he knows what he's talking about. He's been covering this for years and has had all the experts and he's interviewed all the experts and he read all the scientific paper and he has sued big pharma and the government over this stuff. But they're going to listen to Violet Affleck, right? That's what it really boils down to. Who's getting the publicity? Who's speaking at the UN? Oh, Prince Harry and Violet Affleck. What does that tell you, right? What does that tell you? I mean, I know Trump spoke there too, but they tried to kill him on the escalator. They tried to get him to fall and seriously hurt himself. So, anyways, end result outcome. Wah wah. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I think that putting her on a little pedestal here, this is them parading her around on the UN and saying, "Oh, go, you go, Violet, you go, speak your nonsense, go, go." It's gonna fall. It's gonna be a fail. No one really cares, and no ever will care. But again, the problem here I had is the UN. The UN here, and the globalists backing globalists trying to prop up this Greta Thunberg 2.0. That's what's the real problem here, and they're still causing more evil and trying to destroy us and kill our children and kill us, in my opinion. A lot of ending cards here. I got 10 of wands, 10 of coins, 9 of coins, 9 of cups, 9 tens, ending numbers, finalities. Hopefully, we're at the end of this whole COVID psyop and all the globalist nonsense and lies behind it. And hopefully that, the mainstream media will just, give it up already. We're done. We've been done for a long time. And like I said, 83% of Americans know those shots harmed and killed millions of people. There's no denying it. No denying it. So, and the masks harm people as well. So it's got to stop. They got to stop trying to push their nonsense. It's not going to work. It's going to fail like everything else they've done. So there you have it. So, but they're very evil, of course, stuff, and they're lies, they're lies and trickery that trying to get away with, very evil stuff. But all right, so that is what I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.